Jadual harian Hana selalu sibuk. Jadi, saya kekal sihat dengan Vida C. Dengan vitamin C yang cukup setiap hari, tiada apa pun yang boleh menghalangi saya. Minumlah Vida C, perlindungan sistem imun anda.
Good evening and welcome to Kini News. A statement on the parliament sitting attributed to Barisan Nasional chairperson Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has made the rounds since last night and has now led to the suspension of Barisan Nasional's media officer for a month. This came after top BN leaders refuted the contents in the statement.
A press release allegedly from BN chairperson Ahmad Zahid Hamidi yesterday has led to the suspension of BN's media officer for a month, to allow for investigations to take place. According to its executive secretary, Mohamad Sahfri Ab Aziz, there was a mistake by an officer who had released the statement without prior approval from the BN secretariat. He said the statement was inaccurate and an internal investigation committee had been set up to discuss and investigate the matter. The statement yesterday, which had a BN letterhead and was issued under the Umno president's name, had accused de facto law minister Taqiyuddin Hassan of challenging the di-Pertuan Agong's views and insulting the constitutional monarchy. It had also appealed to the king to order for a parliament sitting to be held as soon as possible. Earlier today, MIC and MCA had refuted the contents of the statements, saying that they had never agreed in their recent meeting to make such an appeal. When contacted by Malaysia Kini, MIC President S.A. Vigneswaran said that he was shocked by the statement issued by the BN chairperson. According to him, there were explanations from several parties that the king did not decree for a parliament sitting to be held as soon as possible, and was only suggesting that parliament can sit during the current emergency at a date that he finds suitable on the advice of the Prime Minister. Therefore, they had taken the decision to not make any assumptions and come to the conclusion that there was no need to issue a statement regarding a parliament session. MCA President Wee Ka Siong also confirmed Vigneswaran's account of the meeting with Malaysia Kini. We said that Vigneswaran was correct, but did not elaborate any further. The BN meeting at PWTC on Wednesday was attended by Zahid, Vigneswaran, we, PBRS Deputy President Arthur Joseph Kurup, Umno Deputy President Muhammad Hassan, and two Umno Vice Presidents, Ismail Sabri Yaakob and Mazze Khalid.
Earlier, the alleged statement by Zahid had Anwar Musa claiming that the former ruling coalition may be under the influence of Pakatan Harapan. Here's why he thinks so.
Former BN Secretary General Anwar Musa has claimed that similarities between statements by UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and Pakatan Harapan are proof that the UMNO leadership is under the influence of the opposition coalition. He was referring to the media statement by Barisan Nasional and Pakatan Harapan yesterday over the postponement of the parliament sitting. Both statements had suggested similar points to be debated in parliament if it is convened, and were also written in the same order. The points included the emergency proclamation, the effectiveness of measures to curb COVID-19, the implementation of Budget 2021, and the effectiveness of the economic recovery during the movement control order. They had also thanked the government and the frontliners for their sacrifices in curbing the COVID-19 pandemic. In a Facebook post, Anwar claimed that the media statement is another evidence that the UMNO leadership is under the influence of opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim. He said, it came just 24 hours after the BN leadership had decided in a meeting that BN would not support or work together with PKR and DAP. He added that it was now clear that the party decision was not obeyed and the party has been manipulated to achieve a personal agenda. Anwar also reiterated his stand not to support Anwar and DAP. Yesterday, Zahid, in his statement as BN chairperson, made an appeal to the di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah to order a parliament sitting to be held as soon as possible for lawmakers to debate on several crucial matters. Harapan had also appealed to the king to use his authority to call for a parliament session to be held as soon as possible.
Now that Bersatu appears to have made peace with UMNO's decision, an UMNO veteran on the other hand would like to see some things expedited. He called for some party members who are in the current government to, quote, protect their dignity.
UMNO Advisory Board Chairperson Tengku Razaleigh Hamzah has reiterated his call for the UMNO Supreme Council to hold a meeting and decide to leave the Pakatan national government. In a statement yesterday, He said UMNO should immediately cut ties and leave the PN government. His statement came after Bersatu held a meeting yesterday to decide on its cooperation with UMNO. This is after UMNO sent a letter saying it would not cooperate with Bersatu once the 15th general election kicks off. Tunku Razaleigh also called on UMNO members, who are in the government and GLCs, to protect their dignity and the party's dignity and quit. He said Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin had threatened to kick them out and questioned what they were waiting for. After their meeting yesterday, Bersatu had released a statement saying that they would strengthen its cooperation with its partners in the Pakatan National Coalition. PN coalition members include Bersatu, PAS, Parti Solidariti Tanah Airku Rakyat Sabah, Sabah Progressive Party, and Gerakan.
Two former DAP members who had defected to support Pakatan Nasional in March last year have now joined Bersatu. Yes, you heard that correctly. A jump from DAP to PPBM. Neither of them are under this Bumiputra classification. So, what does this mean for them?
Two former DAP assembly persons in Perak have joined Bersatu. The two, Tronoh assembly person Paul Young and Buntung assembly person A. Sivasubramaniam, were former DAP members before defecting in March last year to support Pakatan Nasional. Sivasubramaniam was reported to have joined Gerakan in June, while Young was an independent. Perak Bersatu Secretary Zainal Fadzi confirmed their membership when contacted by Malaysia Kini today. He said their membership applications were submitted and approved last December. As non-Bumiputras, Young and Sivasubramaniam would be part of Bersatu's associate members wing. Under the party's constitution, associate members do not have any voting privileges in party matters.
Okay, now we know that UMNO won't be fighting alongside Pakatan Nasional in the next general elections. What does that mean for Bersatu? Their Secretary General apparently has it all figured out. Bersatu Secretary General Hamzah Zainuddin said the party has decided to focus on strengthening operations alongside its partners in Pakatan Nasional, based on a cause that is true and sincere to the people in order to win the next election. Hamzah said the cooperation involves parties in Pakatan Nasional, namely Parti Solidariti Tanah Airku Rakyat Sabah, Sabah Progressive Party, and Gerakan. This came following a Bersatu Supreme Council meeting in Putrajaya yesterday night, where the party discussed UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's letter. UMNO decided during a meeting on February 19th in Janda Baik, Pahang, to end ties with Bersatu upon the dissolution of Parliament. Zahid had conveyed his party's decision in a letter to Bersatu on the 26th of February. In a statement, Hamzah said the letter has serious implications on the future of the cooperation between both parties as well as with Pakatan Nasional. He also assured that the government led by Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin remains stable and will continue to function. Hamzah added that Bersatu also expressed its gratitude to all parties that have upheld the ruling government's aspirations in its first year in power. In that 1 year, Hamzah said, the PN government had successfully upheld the principles of good governance, transparency and integrity, especially in preserving judicial independence and the rule of law. Among the component parties inside of Pakatan Nasional is PAS, which has refused to take a side in the feud between Bersatu and UMNO. They said they will strengthen the cooperation between themselves, UMNO and Bersatu. PAS Secretary General Taqiyuddin Hassan has said that the party is committed to strengthening the relationship and cooperation of Malay Bumiputra parties UMNO, Bersatu and PAS together with other allies. In a statement today, Taqiyuddin said the cooperation of Malay political parties was important for the country's future and said that they would continue strengthening Pakatan Nasional while also defending Pakatan Nasional. His statement came following Bersatu's meeting yesterday, where the party decided to focus on strengthening its alliances with other parties in the PN coalition. This was following UMNO's decision against cooperating with Bersatu in the next general election. PAS is a member of the PN coalition but also has an alliance with UMNO through Pakatan Nasional. Taqiyuddin said PAS was confident that any differences and misunderstanding between the parties can be resolved by the party leaders. He added that PAS also rejects any political realignments that involve cooperation with Harapan or their allies. That's a wrap for Kini News this evening. For more stories, go on over to KiniTV.com. Don't forget, we also post the latest headlines to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, so do follow us there to get the latest news updates. Also, if you like what we do, support the channel by subscribing and clicking on the bell icon so you don't miss another headline. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you're going out, don't forget your mask. Stay safe, Malaysia. Good night.